This is big breaking news. A U.S. Air Force fighter jet has just been shot down, and 2 Air Force members have been affected by this. We are also having thousands of troops being deployed overseas right now as well too. So let's get into all the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos every day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So this is what's going on right now. A U.S. Air Force, quote, Super Hornet was just shot down earlier tonight, and this occurred over the Red Sea. And this was a, quote, Super Hornet from the USS Harry S. Truman, and it was shot down by the U.S. military's own guided missile cruiser, right? The USS Gettysburg. So they're saying this was a friendly fire incident where the U.S. Navy shot down the U.S. Air Force plane that was flying in the area, right? And this seems like something that maybe could happen, but seems very, very unlikely, like a 0.01% chance of this ever happening. And the fact that they're saying this is friendly fire is concerning. And just today in the same area, the U.S. just initiated attacks against the Houthi rebels in western Yemen. Okay, so this is all happening at the same time. We're not exactly sure of the exact timeline of these events, if they're related or not, but that is what was happening today, is that the U.S. was firing missiles at western Yemen in the Red Sea, and then one of these Super Hornets were shot down. Okay, so very concerning situation either way, whether this was a, quote, friendly fire situation or whether this was something else. Either way, it's concerning that this is happening, and they're saying that both of the pilots ejected safely. They did have some injuries, but they're saying that they are okay. All right, we also have thousands of U.S. troops being deployed to Syria right now. That's what's being reported by the Pentagon, that over 2,000 U.S. soldiers have been deployed to Syria. And if you've been following what's going on there the past month or two, there's been a total collapse of the Assad regime in Syria, and they have fled the country seeking asylum. In Russia, the government has collapsed, and there's been a power vacuum there, and a lot of forces are moving in. The IDF is moving in, and a lot of these other groups, Islamic groups, are moving in as well too. So it's kind of a free-for-all right now of this territory, and it was just disclosed that 2,000 U.S. soldiers have been deployed there too, and apparently the Pentagon was not even actually aware that they were deployed. Right, this is the head of the Pentagon right now who is giving a update on the situation in Syria, and he said that he just learned that there's actually 2,000 troops instead of 900 troops stationed in Syria right now. Listen to this really quick and let me know what you think of the situation.
As you know, we have been briefing you regularly that there are approximately 900 U.S. troops deployed to Syria. In light of the situation in Syria and the significant interest, we recently learned that those numbers were higher, and so asked to look into it. I learned today that in fact there are approximately 2,000 U.S. troops in Syria. As I understand it, as it was explained to me, these additional forces are considered temporary rotational forces that deploy to meet shifting mission requirements, whereas the core 900 deployers are on longer-term deployments. And as you know, for many of our deployments, numbers will fluctuate from time to time, but given that this number is significantly higher than what we've been briefing, I wanted to let you know as soon as I found out this information. As you know, we have been briefing you.
All right, so you heard that there. That was the Pentagon spokesperson, and he is saying that they just learned that over 2,000 troops are actually there. So the United States is actively involved in multiple different wars right now. and apparently they don't even know what's happening, right? That could be true, that could not be true, but to hear him say that is very strange. It's like, who is in charge? Who is making the orders for 2,000 troops to be sent there if nobody even knows they're there? 1,000 plus troops. They thought there was 900, 1,100 more have been sent. Who authorized this? Was it Biden, right? Because it seems like nobody is really in charge right now, and a lot of these situations are really advancing. Okay, we've seen a lot of these things pop off in the past few months, especially since Trump was elected, or won the election, at least president-elect. It seems like we're seeing a lot of these wars accelerate before he gets in, right? A lot of people are making big moves before he gets in because he could potentially put a stop to it, stop funding, or pull the U.S. military out of certain areas, certain countries, maybe even potentially Syria. So it seems like there's been a lot of big moves behind the scenes to make advancements on these things before he gets in. He's talking about peace deals between Ukraine and Russia, and even the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, was talking about that a few weeks ago as well too. So these things are advancing, and it seems like potentially we could see even something else pop off where the US gets more involved overseas in these wars before he even gets in, and kind of puts him in a quagmire situation where if you pull out, the situation gets worse, and if you send more people in, the situation gets worse too, right? Or it's just a bog down of people and resources. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about this shoot down of this US quote Super Hornet fighter jet. And from what I was reading and what I was studying on these systems, it seems like they have advanced systems to track who is friendly and who is foe, right? It's programmed into their radars which plane is which, right? And which target is which. These things are programmed, they're linked together, right? From my understanding, let me know down below if you know more about these things. And so this should never happen, right? That's my point here, is that there should be targeting systems and tracking systems and fail safes already in place, that this is almost impossible to happen unless maybe somebody's overriding it or some kind of major malfunction, right? So hopefully it's nothing bad, and it could even be maybe the Houthis responded, right? Maybe someone responded or gave them weapons, gave them hypersonic missiles, and they were able to potentially target this jet over the Red Sea in international waters, right? Maybe it got too far away from these destroyers, and maybe it was vulnerable and it got shot down, and they don't want that exposed, right? Hopefully that's not what happened. I'm not saying that is what happened, but maybe it's a possibility in this fog of war situation. So thank you guys. I hope you're staying safe. Hope you're staying prepared out there. Hope you have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.